Hey, what's going on, guys? Robby Blanchard here, and today in this video I have a special guest. We're going to be talking to him today about Clickbank University, and how it can help you scale your business online. So let's get into it right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Robby here once again, and I'm super excited because we're doing something a little bit different in today's video. So normally I'm in my office and I'm staring at the camera. I'm still staring at the camera, but today we're staring at it here in Mexico. I'm actually at the Clickbank Platinum Summit event. Now, if you don't know what the Clickbank Platinum Summit event is, basically it's an event you have each and every year. Clickbank has it, and basically the way it works is you have to be a top affiliate or product or vendor or owner of a product, and you have to be doing over $500,000 a year in order to qualify and be invited to come out here. So I've been fortunate enough to be out here for the last couple of years, and I'm super excited because it's just a great experience. There's so many awesome people out here, like Justin, of course, which we'll get to in just a second. But it's just a great time to be around people who have, the right mindset. They're, like-minded individuals. They want to be successful. They want to keep on crushing it online, and they broke free of the 9-to-5 job, which is super cool. So today I wanted to do a quick interview with Justin. So if you're not familiar with who Justin is, he is basically Mr. Clickbank University. So Clickbank University has helped out over 100,000 students so far, and this is the guy that's leading the charge on that. So I figured I'd sit Justin down. It's so hot out right now. Like, I don't know if you can see, we're sweating like crazy, but we wanted to do this here in the cabana just to give some awesome content to everybody watching this video, and also talk about what Justin's got going on with some really cool projects right now. So Justin, dude, super excited to have you on here. Yeah, man, dude, how's Mexico treating you so far?
It's been good. It's been hot, but it's been good. I think like what you hit on, just being around the people that are all really successful and learning from them and listening, just how their mindset is structured has been really cool to be around.
Oh, absolutely. I think the coolest thing about this event, honestly, I think is the fact that everybody here is just so like, they don't feel like they're holding anything back, right? Like when you talk to someone, you're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or I'm thinking about this idea. Like everyone's like, oh, well, here's what I'm doing. Like, just try this. And you're like, wow, like that's crazy. And I think that, being able to come to events like this is important, because like just one idea or one connection, like that can just open up so many doors for your business. So.
Yeah, definitely. Like for people that are, maybe a little shy and they're wondering, should I go to this event? Maybe I'm gonna be awkward or weird. Like they gotta just go, and just talk to people, because you never know who you rub shoulders with, who could be your next business partner. We should do stuff together.
Which is crazy, yeah. I mean, and we met probably what, 3 years ago, I'd say, yeah. And then we just recently started doing some business together, and it's super cool. And that's what it's all about. Is just getting to know people first, like just be cool, be friends with them, and then you basically make money with friends, which is cool, So tell me a little bit about yourself with your background. I know a little bit, obviously, but you're basically the guy when it comes to Clickbank University. You work with literally hundreds of thousands of people, which is just crazy to think about. So tell me, like when did you first figure out about Clickbank, get online? Like what made you want to go online? Just tell me a little bit about your background.
Yeah, definitely. So I think like a lot of what got me excited and motivated was because I knew there was this other path, right? I was actually like a straight A student. Like I totally thought I was gonna be like getting A's and crushing it, getting a great job, crushing it, end up being like CEO of some big company, crushing it. But then when you see how hard of a lifestyle they live, like they don't have time freedom, they don't have geographical freedom to work from wherever, and they're kind of like a slave to their job. And a lot of people in the US, they work for a living, like that's their life, and so like I would rather figure out how to position my work as a way I can give a lot of value to people and make an impact, but also like be able to live a life that I want, because that's what it's all about. So a lot of self-education, like this, like you got to learn as much as you can from as many people as you can. And some stuff you figure out on your own. Trial and error was a lot of it. I was buying course after course, failing with stuff. Some stuff kind of worked. Then I would like Frankenstein different courses together in terms of their strategies. And eventually I started making money on YouTube actually by making review videos. So I would like review a program or just talk about it if I didn't own it. Give as much value and say, hey, by the way, if you like this review, click the link below. And so people were searching all over Google, and people were making blogs and all that stuff, but not a lot of people were searching, or a lot of people were searching on YouTube as well, but not a lot of people were comfortable enough making videos.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's how I made my first sales as like a freshman in my college dorm room, and then
no kidding.
Built that up, created my own product on how I did that, sold that, built that up, and Eventually had some top products on Clickbank, some
Yeah.
#1s on the marketplace,
Wow.
and then was able to build that into basically teaching Clickbank University how I did it. So
Yeah.
all the clients on Clickbank can have somewhere to turn to, and they know how to get started.
Ah, that's awesome. So one of the things you said that I thought was really cool is the fact that you created YouTube video. You basically did something that nobody was doing at all, right? They, creating YouTube review videos. Now, were you comfortable in front of the camera at first?
So my videos are probably still up there, and you'll see how bad I am on
yeah,
video.
yeah.
Like, I was terrible,
Yeah.
and I had acne all over my face.
Nice.
So yeah, I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't good, and I'm an introvert.
Yep.
So like,
Yeah.
it was stepping out of a comfort zone for sure. But
Yeah.
once you do it, it like opens up like, oh, that's okay. I can do it, and
Yeah.
I can do more.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you push your boundaries. That's
Yep.
how you expand in life
Sure.
in almost every way.
Totally, I think that's a good lesson because there's probably a lot of people watching the video now. They're like, oh, I'm not comfortable like being in front of videos or doing this or the camera. But like I think, and same with me and my story, like just getting out of your comfort zone and just being like, this is where I want to be. But to get there, I'm gonna have to get really uncomfortable and being okay with that and just doing it anyways. I think is a huge lesson. So if you guys are watching right now, that's super important to remember. Now, so where'd you go to college?
I went to UC San Diego.
UC San Diego. Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah. And so even with the beach and all this stuff out there, like nice weather, you still were.
Man, I don't think I went to the beach once.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like when you live in
Yeah.
that place, like I also I live in LA.
Yeah.
Being by the beach, you kind of just
Yeah.
get used to it.
Get
But
used to it. Yeah.
my whole life was actually based on like tennis. So
Yeah.
I was like a competitive tennis player,
Oh, wow.
playing around
Yeah.
the US like at a
Yeah.
really young age,
Yeah.
being top ranked. I played in college.
Wow.
But I got injured right before college and I had to take a year off.
Oh my gosh.
So that like kind of like reinvigorated me too to like, okay, I really want to do this tennis thing.
Yeah.
And long story short, I got on the team, which was great,
Yep.
but then I got cut from the team
Oh, no.
the next year. And what happened
Yeah.
is I started making money as a freshman,
Okay.
but all of a sudden I had so much more time on my hands
Yep, yep.
because I didn't have to play tennis like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah.
So I turned to the internet,
Yep.
started figuring out stuff myself because I didn't want like a boss, just like I didn't want that tennis coach that cut me.
Yeah.
You know, so like it kind of like
Yeah.
was a chip on my shoulder.
Oh, wow. Wow, no kidding. That's crazy. So you went from being a tennis player and you're going on one trajectory, and then all of a sudden you're just cut off at the knees, and now you got to go a different way, right? So as far as like you said, you had a couple like really popular products. So what were some of those products you had?
Yeah, so mostly focused around marketing. So like right when mobile advertising started coming out.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So teaching people how to use Google's
Yep.
like mobile ad platform
Yep,
that
yep.
like totally is not the same anymore.
No.
But and then local marketing, like
Oh,
how
wow.
do you actually leverage text message marketing
Yep.
for local businesses
Yep,
and
yep.
teaching people how to do that.
Yep.
And just like stuff that you do, like the best way to create a product if someone's
Yeah.
interested in is like actually do it.
Yeah.
Like you are doing all your ads and you're
Yes.
like, well, people want to learn this stuff.
sure.
Let me
Yeah.
create a program
Yeah.
out of it. So
Oh,
that's
awesome.
that's
Yeah.
where invention always is
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Is when it comes out of like a natural thing that you're already succeeding with it and you want to bring it to the
Yeah.
masses.
So one thing I always ask people is, and I think one of the most special times is like when you get that first like Clickbank sale, right? So
Yeah.
so you did that when you were a freshman, right? So as a freshman, like what was the feeling like, and what did that like? Did it like make things click in your head? Where like, oh my god, like when did you get to the point where you're like, wow, I can really like do something with this?
Yeah, I mean that first sale is such a weird
Yeah,
feeling
yeah.
because you go from like doing things on the internet to like there's money in your account.
Yes.
Like it because it doesn't seem like a real thing that you can just spend time on your computer and figure out how to get money in your account. So right when that first sale happened, I think it was a Farmville course.
Oh, interesting.
So I actually, before I was making reviews, I realized I could also pay people on YouTube
Oh wow.
to just put in my affiliate link.
Oh,
So
that's
like
so
some
cool.
guy had a Farmville video on some glitch
Wow.
on Farmville.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, hey, I'll pay you to like put in.
No kidding.
I'll pay you a commission off
Yeah.
of my commission.
Wow,
So I did like an
wow.
arbitrage thing.
Wow.
So I paid him $15 and I made $30.
Oh, nice deal. Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, and that video actually lasted for years, and
Really?
I made some money off that like every
Wow.
month a little bit
Yeah.
for like years.
Wow, that's amazing. That's crazy. So now I'm going to ask you a question too, and hopefully you'll be able to answer. If not, no worries. But what's been your best day ever on Clickbank,
Money wise?
money wise? Yeah, I love to ask this question.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be exact, but ballpark.
Yeah. I think we were like just short of 300,000 in one day.
300,000 in one day. That's pretty insane. Wow, that's great.
294 or something.
290. Yeah. Oh, jeez, that's terrible. Not 300. Come on. Wow, that's crazy, man. So that just shows, like, I mean, you went from, you know, getting one sale on a Farmville thing to now, you know, you did 300 grand in a day, which is.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And the weird thing is, like, your mind reframes it. Like, it's so crazy to make that one sale, and then you know this, and then you're like, wow, I made $1,000 sale.
Yeah, I know.
And then that becomes normal.
Now it becomes normal.
2,000. Okay, then it's normal. Like, it's a really weird thing how our brains just like so normalize whatever we're experiencing.
And I think that's why a lot of people, I think, struggle with you know, the mentality. I think you have to have the right mindset, because you know, I know for me, like, even running paid traffic, like, and kind of similar, when I was spending money on ads, like, you know, when you spend $50 a day, I would freak out, but then I'd get to 100, then 1,000, then 10,000, and it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think that's super important to have the right mindset in terms of, you know, what your thing is. Because now, and then it's funny when, like you said, because, you know, if you do 1,000 and the first day you do it, you're like, that's awesome, and then you know, the next day you have 900, you're like, oh my God, like, terrible day.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
And that's also like why it's so important to be around successful people and like try to go to these events, because it puts your standard much higher, right? All of a sudden you're like, I should be making $300,000 on my best day this year.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's crazy, and there's always somebody doing bigger, you know. So we talked about one of your best days. What was like one of like your projects that you thought was going to be a home run, and it ended up just not working out? Like, what was one of your worst days?
Yeah, I mean, like, in the beginning, I would try stuff from scratch. So like I wouldn't, like, I'd come up with an idea and be like, this would be cool if this worked, and it just wouldn't. Like, I didn't look if there was like a market for it. I didn't do any research like that. I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if, for example, I mean, maybe someone could pull this off, but I had a hangover box subscription.
Okay, nice.
So if someone wants a monthly box, we have this box that comes out. But it like didn't really make sense, because like, are they only gonna get hangovers once a month? Like, I didn't. It was a mess. But it was because we thought it was like funny thing to do, and spent a bunch of money on it, and just never took off the ground.
Oh man. So kind of going along those lines, so was there ever a point, because obviously it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right? Like as an entrepreneur, especially online, and things always change constantly. Like, you know, we think in absolutes too, I think, as humans. Like, it's when things are going really good, we think it's always going to be good. When things are going bad, we always think it's going to be bad. So like, you know, what is your advice for somebody that's like, you know, they're just starting out, they're like, you know, having a rough go of it, maybe a little success and a couple steps back? Like, what's some of the biggest mindset things you have, you know, to share for those people, someone like that?
Yeah, so like, I've realized that my mindset is that I will succeed, but I don't think it's gonna be right now. Like, it's a weird thing. Like I'm not deterred if I think this is gonna work and it doesn't. Like, I have the mindset where it's like, if I get punched, like, it creates almost no damage. Like, it's a logical step that, okay, I guess this didn't work, but now I'm like a little bit closer. Like, I've learned something. You never just lose. Like, you always learn something. So like Thomas Edison's like, I didn't do it. I didn't fail 10,000 times. I figured out 10,000 ways it doesn't work, or something. So I think that's important. It's like, you need to have the mindset that you will 100% succeed. It's inevitable. But along the way, you know, those micro moments, like, it's okay if there's dips, and it's inevitable that that's going to happen too.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like, you know, and it's so easy nowadays with social media. Like, everybody kind of, you know, you see all the guys and the gurus that all talk about their big numbers and whatever, and everybody thinks that they just got there, but nobody sees like the behind the scenes. Like, I mean, like, because how old are you now, Joe?
28.
28. Wow, 28. So you started. How old were you when you started?
Like 18, 19.
18, 19. So you're a 10-year overnight success, basically.
10-year overnight success.
Exactly. So it takes time, it takes effort. You got to hustle. Like, you're gonna have ups and downs, but like, I think you would agree, like, consistency is like just being consistent and just doing one thing each and every day, and just whatever it is, like, just one step in front of the other. That's how you get to success.
Yeah, and not getting overwhelmed along the way. Like, you know, I think pacing is actually important, and being disciplined, and like prioritizing your time. Like, okay, I'm gonna go home, like, whatever, I have these 3 hours, you know, after my job, if those you guys that are watching that have jobs, and, you know, those 3 hours I'm gonna, you know, focus on my online business.
Yep, exactly. Like, you don't have to do full time. Like, you just chip away at it. Like, just be successful there. So what do you got going on? So tell me a little bit about like how you got into Clickbank University. I think that's a cool thing to talk about.
Yeah, so luckily we were some of the most successful vendors and affiliates,
Yep.
and realized there's this big like gaping hole of people that join Clickbank, this really powerful platform, but a platform that you really need to know what you're doing to find success and know how marketing works and psychology and how to talk so people want to buy. And so we realized that there's all these people that are looking to learn. And so we approached Clickbank years and years ago and built this thing that has completely evolved to what it is now. And just learning along the way the psychology to get people to be successful. A lot of it's mindset, a lot of it's like keeping people motivated, and just built it into different paths that they can take so they're on this journey and they have a helping hand and weekly workshops and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, and you said you've had over 100,000 students so far?
We've had 100,000, students, or either to CBU or a CBU product.
That's awesome. And I think and once again, like just you being able to think outside the box, like even with that hangover box, didn't work out, but you're always constantly trying to figure out a different way to make it work. And I think that you found that need in the marketplace for Clickbank, because I see a lot of forums where people are like, I have a Clickbank account, what do I do? So the fact that you filled that gap is awesome. So what type of training do people get with CBU, and how does that work with that?
Yeah, so Clickbank University, we realized like in the beginning it was just a big university of tons of topics and trainings and stuff. And then we realized like people need this path. So we have an 8-week affiliate path that they can learn how to create opt-in pages and build their list and how to promote products and all of that. And then a vendor path, which is how to create your own product and get affiliates to promote it. And then part of CBU, there's all these extra courses on copywriting, on market research, YouTube ads, things like that. And so just trying to give all the tools, but also a path that they can see the next step.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you've had a lot of people had success, right? Obviously, so what were some success stories that kind of stick out? Yeah,
an interesting one to me actually is I had this woman who was a lawyer.
Okay.
And she didn't like her job, essentially. She's making a lot of money, but she, there's no time freedom and geographical freedom. And started CBU and started making sales, and now she's like really putting her lawyer job on the side and focusing on CBU, and that's really cool to see that she's making it happen and really just following something she's excited about. So many people are just stuck in jobs that they don't like, doing things that they think they need to do, when they can really follow what they're passionate about and create their own product or sell other people's products and be in an industry that gets them excited.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's so important. And I think I think you're very similar in the sense of like being able to help people, and like because you had success, you're able to do it for yourself, and now to be able to give back and help other people do that, that's so gratifying, and just so I totally love that. I think that's awesome. So what else you got going on right now? Like what's some, like obviously you've had a lot of success in the past, you have success now, like what's going on in the future here?
Yeah, so the future is something exciting, and we've been building up to this for like a year and a half or so, building out new software, new features that like people just have a lot of trouble doing things on their own. So we've been trying to fill in all those gaps, like identifying the roadblocks, identifying the things that are getting people stuck and giving up. A lot of it's technical things. So we've been creating something in the background that creates all the pages you essentially need for marketing, opt-in pages, and complete funnels, your own membership sites, and sales pages, and all that stuff. And then we're now building out, or it's done almost. It's about to launch, to create like automated webinar funnels as well. So students can promote done for them funnels and start making high commissions up to like $1,000 per sale, and kind of take advantage of that whole world that they haven't been able to take advantage of.
Oh, wow. So how does it work as far as the software goes? Like when you say automated webinars, like how exactly does that work?
Yeah, so an automated webinar is something that is automated in that you don't have to show up. It's not live in that you don't have to schedule it at a certain time. It can be playing throughout the day. So basically, like say if you're running ads, if you're running ads, you don't want to run it for like a month and then hold one webinar. And then maybe you don't want to try to run it in a day and then hold the next webinar. Like you need to get a lot of people on at one time. You need to present. You need to have a good product that you're offering. And basically what this does is you can set up your own product in your own webinar and you can just drive traffic to it every day and not worry. It's automatically playing at a certain time every single day. It automatically sends out encores to those that missed it, replay pages at the end. It has this whole sequence built out of emails and all that stuff that they can just choose a product they want to promote and start doing it. Or they can create their own.
Oh wow, that's super cool. Yeah, and that's awesome because I know we're doing some work together with Commission Hero, and that's going to be like Commission Hero is going to be in the system, which is super cool. So you're getting the best of both worlds, which is super cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Cool. So anything else? Like I know obviously we talked a lot about stuff like your past, your success. I mean, anything like that you would, because we have a lot of people that are just starting the path of like being like an affiliate marketer or getting online. Like, what would be your like best advice for somebody just kind of starting out?
Yeah, I mean, I find a lot that the people that are most successful are the ones that are interested in what they do. So like, if you maybe are really not interested in a certain niche or something that I just can't understand something, because you're not going to know like the pains and the desires and the fears of that demographic. So I find that, you know, if you can, and you can make it profitable. If choosing a niche that actually excites you and you're interested in, it's going to be way more fun and way easier because there's going to be dips and obstacles, and if you like it, it's easy to get around those.
Get around it. That's awesome. That's good advice. I love it. And then anything you would like, any last words of advice for mindset? I mean, I guess like, because I think it's so funny because I think mindset's the biggest thing when it comes to success, no matter what you're doing. So any last minute like mindset tricks or tips for anyone that wants to is having trouble or just wants to get started, what would you say?
Yeah, so I think like everyone's kind of excited in the beginning and then it like really fizzles. Like this is like the entrepreneur's thing, is that you get excited and then it fizzles down. And so what I try to do is like anytime that I'm fizzling and I feel it, I have to like stop and then I have to go back in time in my mind. And I have to think, how did it feel when I was just starting and why was I so excited? What did I want to accomplish? What kind of lifestyle do I want to achieve? And then believing that you've already achieved it, like taking a moment and be like, it's really cool that I got that house in Italy for my wife and we go there every summer and our kids that I don't have yet are able to visit us and like all these cool things. I think that gets you excited again and that puts back the flame and then you're like, okay, let's go, let's do this.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. So I think those are all the questions I have, but dude, Justin, thanks so much for being on here, man. And so guys, obviously we covered a lot of stuff today. I'm gonna post a link in the description below with details on Justin and what's going on with this new product. We're gonna be able to promote automated webinars and make high commission on high ticket offers. It's gonna be super cool, guys. So if you have any questions or comments, obviously post in the comments box below and I'll be happy to answer, and I'd love to answer your questions. But once again, dude, thank you so much for being on here. I know everyone will appreciate it. We're gonna do a couple cool videos like this. We got a lot of cool stuff in the works as well that we'll announce at some point soon. So that's it for now, guys. So hopefully you got a lot out of this video and this interview. Thanks so much to Justin. And make sure you check out that link below with all the information with this new product that's up and coming. So that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching my video. If you like this video, then make sure you do 3 things for me right now. Make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know you love this content. Go ahead and comment with any questions you have below because I love to answer your questions. And finally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get up to date with lots and lots of new content we provide each and every week. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out my free gift below. It's a free training on how I became the #1 clickbank affiliate in the world. Also, make sure you check out the link for Justin's with his new software, which is going to be kicking butt when it comes to promoting high ticket offers online.